This is sort of a follow-up video to that planting video I made where I showed you, what was it? Sunflower, chard, radish, and arugula. And after the video, I also planted some Rambo radish and some cress. And so I'm going to unstack some of those now. Some of them won't be ready. I haven't even looked yet to see where we're at. This is either day 3 or 4. I'm not sure exactly. But I know that the radish is going to be ready. I looked at them, I think, yesterday morning. The cress is going to be ready. And the arugula will be ready. The chard probably won't be ready. And the sunflower will not be ready. But I'm going to go ahead and grab my, my trusty broom in a pan. Some of you have probably never seen this, but so basically I zip tied a broom into a pan or a tray, and when I unstack, I run my trays across this, and it catches most of the seeds and vermiculite and soil that are stuck to the bottom of the tray, so that way they're not falling all of my racks. I'll still get a little bit of debris that falls, but nothing like if I didn't do this first. Really simple little thing you can do, real easy. So, I don't feel like setting up my table. There's not a lot of room in here, and I use that table for when I'm planting and harvesting. But for just unstacking, it's not going to take long, so I'm going to do it right here on the floor. Some of it you won't see in the video, but I'll hold the trays up and show you. So for starters, I have cress. Cress grows really quickly. That's what it looks like on the day of unstacking it. Well, actually, this wasn't stacked. It was just covered with a dome. Just humidity dome, blacked out. So I'll take and run that over my broom. Get most of the seeds off of the bottom of it. That's ready to go straight in. You'll notice cress will pick up some of the perlite in the soil, and some of the seed hulls will still be stuck to it. But as it grows, that stuff just sheds, and you can just quickly rub your hand over it and clear that up. And see, this is the Rambo radish. You can see I had some uneven germination. This side kind of didn't germinate that great, but the seeds are actually all germinated. They're just not as tall as the ones on this length, on this end. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give it a quick watering. Just to make sure that those seedlings that didn't grow real tall are nice and watered so that they don't dry up on me. And that's going right under the lights just as it is. If I wanted to, if I was concerned about getting height, I could cover that, which is a dome. Or I could even leave it stacked for another day. But it's going to be fine. In my experience, I've had no problem with radish. Just those seeds are already burrowed in. Their roots are already going in. So they'll be all right. Now this one's kind of heavy. The top stack of this is the arugula. See the arugula? That's ready to go under light. It could be covered for another day, but I'm happy with the length I have on this. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right under the lights. Now the arugula and the cress both, yesterday, because they were just covered with a dome and I have a fan that's blowing like right at them, I took the dome off and I watered them pretty good just to make sure they didn't dry up. So these don't need to be watered again. They probably won't, neither the arugula or the cress probably won't need to be watered for another couple days. This is the chard. It hasn't even poked up yet through the vermiculite, so that's Still gonna need another 3 days or so before that will be uncovered. And I'm still cleaning off the bottom though, because this shard's gonna go on top of a tray that's down here, which will be the sunflower, because that's probably not ready either. But this is the red arrow radish, and that's ready to be uncovered. You can see the same thing. This one side didn't germinate as good. I think it's the way the airflow was blowing in here. It was kind of drying up one side of the tray a little bit, and the other side was staying really good. So that's one thing for me to keep an eye on, is that if I'm stacking them and I put them up there and there's a fan blowing around it, I might want to check these every so often and just make sure they're still watered really good, or move them to an area where the fan's not going to hit them. And so I'm going to spray this down really quick. Last time I used the sink. This time I'll use my hose. So that's all watered in real well. Making a mess on my shelf. Can't see that, but it's there. Now I've got my sunflower. And I don't know how well you can see that, but there is a little bit of mold on here. And there's a couple things you can do. And they don't, you wouldn't think the first one makes sense, but it all works out. I'm just going to water it. And that water, believe it or not, is actually going to like crush a lot of that mold growth. If you want, you can actually pick out seeds that you know are not good. And I'm going to do that a little bit right now. And if you were sanitizing your seeds, this maybe wouldn't happen as much. But where I don't even soak my seeds, they're not getting sanitized. What I could do, and I need to make the purchase. I haven't made the purchase yet, and I've actually recommended people do this. But right now would be the perfect time to spray these down with some hydrogen peroxide and water mix, and that will kill off any mold. I am actually going to just water it. And see, that looks pretty good. These still have about 3 days of being covered up before they're going to be uncovered, of being stacked. And so the tray that had the shard in it is going to go on top of that. And then I'll take a tray of, let's say, this Rambo radish, and I'll put that on top of it. And so I did this so that the shard, which is the middle tray, is still stacked, something's still weighting it down. And then this way, my radish can still go under the light right away. It's a little bit closer to the light than it would have been, but now my everything's been tended to, everything's been taken care of. The shard's still nice and damp, so I don't have to worry about watering that at all. And maybe I'll give you an update in a couple days when the sunflower's ready to be unstacked and the shard's being ready to be unstacked, and see how that goes. Thanks for watching, guys.